Finally, Chris Koclanes and Tyler Marsh. The main reason why both of these guys did not get fired, their teams are abysmal. And a lot of times in sports, a team really knows they have a window. Right now, they're not in a window to compete for a title. They could get the best of the rest from the WNBA as far as free agents, and they still would not be able to compete for a title. No major improvements done. They have no youth. Both of them have a player that they can market around. Dallas is a little further ahead than Chicago. At least Dallas has Paige Beckers. They drafted Isaiah James. They drafted a decent backup point guard in J.J. Quinterly that can come in, and she's proved that she can play in this league when she comes back from her knee injury next season. Chicago, you got a lot of dysfunction. You got the most marketable star that you have is Angel Reese, and she's a volatile fool. She's already undermined the entire team, so which most of the team's not going to come back outside of the draft picks, outside of Catherine, Maddie Westbeld, and Haley Van Lith. Those are the ones you know are going to be back. The Michaela Owen-Waries, the Rebecca Allens, the Rachel Bannums. There's no telling where they're going to end up. So, if you're a coach, would you really want to take on Angel Reese? I know a lot of people have been saying that they're men. Why did they get fired? There's no women in the league. There's no black women in the league. It didn't have anything to do with race. It didn't have to do with male or female. Would Lisa Leslie really truly want her first coaching job to be in Chicago with a cabinet full of broken dishes? No. No coach with any skin in the game would take the Chicago job. With a above 80% free agent rate, you're taking the Chicago job? No. Would you take the Dallas job? Yes, but you're going to lose a lot. Dallas is a more attractive job. At least they got a high draft pick next year. You got Paige Beckers, like I mentioned. You got some pieces there. You got Maddie Seacrest under contract for a couple years, going past this CBA ending. So you got a small forward that's decent. Even if you improve that position, you got her coming off the bench at a cheap rate. So you got pieces in Dallas. Dallas is a more attractive job than Chicago. Chicago's a dumpster fire. You're going to suffer for about 3 years in Chicago while you rebuild and retool and change the culture in Chicago. So you got a coach that's not going to make waves, not going to go against the organization, not going to mouth off, not going to fight me as the general manager. The perfect guy, Tyler Marsh. Only thing he's lacking in performance, but he gets an excuse because they know the team sucks. Chris Koclanes is the same way. The only thing that's going to hamper Chris Koclanes is he has more pieces, and performance will come into play with him and his job going forward as they build this team. They are going to have to show improvement, or he will get fired quicker than Tyler Marsh. Chris Koclanes is on thinner ice than Tyler Marsh. Tyler Marsh also benefits by one of the former Chicago Sky players in Candace Parker giving him a public vouch of support, and her opinion has weight in that organization. Remember, folks, D. Wade is a minority owner in that team. He has a close connection with Candace Parker. They talk. That's the reason why. Stephanie White. Stephanie White could probably end up getting her job snatched just because of the Sandy Brondello factor. Sandy Brondello, more skin in the game, connection with Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark likes Sandy Brondello. That all-star nod picking Sandy Brondello was huge. 2, Stephanie White is not an offensive genius, and Stephanie White is more loyal to Kelsey Mitchell. And Kelsey Mitchell may not be an Indiana Fever next year. That alone doesn't rule well in Stephanie White's favor. And at some point, the higher ups with the Indiana Fever will have to listen to the most dominant star in the league in Caitlin Clark when it comes to matters of coaching. They're going to get a coach at some point that she signs off on, and it won't be Stephanie White. So Stephanie White does not help herself with this series and the dismantling and the lack of offensive creativity that has happened throughout the season. The defensive lapses, she's a defensive expert. This team looks nothing like the Connecticut team. Does not play defense like the Connecticut team. At times they have defense in spurts, but it's not consistent offensively. Even in this playoffs, they've been null and void when it comes to delivering on offense. So Stephanie White is on thin ice. So I could see Sandy Brondello ended up in Seattle with a culture change, and they have a nice piece in Dominique Malonga to go along with some veterans that I know they're going to bring back. Some of them are going to make it, but they'll bring a large majority of those veterans back in Seattle. Hopefully, Nika Mule can come back. Jordan Horston can come back. So Seattle is attractive in a lot of ways. The expansion teams give you an opportunity to get a fresh coach and a fresh influx of talent. She could actually rebuild her team with an expansion team. If they love their coach so much, we'll see if they follow her if she gets signed. Excuse me, meaning Brianna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu. They're Portland's got a team coming. Sandy could take that team, and she could rebuild a team that contends fast if those players really love their coach like they said. But those are my thoughts on all the coaching spots that transpired, all the coaching transactions. Let me know your thoughts on all these videos. Like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.